Hi, welcome back to the channel. Train Station 2, USA Railroad Revolution, preparing for the sixth competition that's upcoming. But this time round, I'm not going to start early. I'm going to start probably 6 to 10 hours late. Alright, I got all the jobs list filled, preparing with a good head start. And of course, my factories are all full. So, this is the time to prepare for the final battle before we claim our legendary train. Alright, so claiming the legendary train is something I gotta do after the sixth competition because I'm just 30 points, 30 event coins away. So I got 970 event coins, and you can see here we got probably 428 keys away from that epic train. So these are the two desired trains I want to claim probably after the six competitions. Alright, so six competitions, the end. I just need 30 event coins, and that's it. And along the way, I think we may be able to accumulate enough of those event keys to exchange for the epic train as well. If not, that will be after the sixth competition. Then we should be able to do that before the seventh, and hopefully manage to claim another train. That depends on the progress, how it work out before the end of this whole event, so we can claim another legendary, epic, and probably one more, I believe. Alright, so this is a moment we've been preparing to making sure that we have all the job lists all fulfilled, all filled up, and then ready to collect those EP. But please do not click on collect unless you are really having confidence that game will do more. So otherwise, you may just want to put them on standby once the competition starts, not on the actual moment, but probably when you enter the competition. I'm going to enter late, very late this time round. Make a terrible mistake the last round. I entered just 1.5 hours to 2 hours late, and it was a huge difference compared to what I did previously, about 3 over hours late. So this time round, I'm going to try even to the extreme. Not 6 hours, but more. But first up, I'm going to share with you this great joy I have. Alright. Not too bad there for a free train as part of this daily bonus every 5 days that we want. Most of the times common, but today seems to be quite a lucky one. Alright, preparing for the 2 more of these deliveries is really important because end of the day you want to have those head start. But as the competition is still about 11 hours away, so I decided to collect one of them so as to get that event keys, because we need those event keys to change the remaining 3 trains. But definitely the first one it got to collect will be the epic one. The remaining 2 trains are good to have, but if I couldn't get them, at least I got an epic and a legendary. So plus that event coin, there'll be 2 legendaries, 1 epic. Not too bad there for this how do I call it, not so good event. One of the worst one, I must say, although had lots of hype. I mean, everybody was so happy with this US Revolution competition, but nevertheless the developer designer would have screwed it up because of the bad ratio. The ratio, once you complete 100%, the job ratio is so different, and it put those people who completed and not completed in the same competition. That makes it all screwed up. Alright, so unfortunately, then that's the design of this event. I'm just hoping that they do not continue with such design. Otherwise, I don't know how it will work out. Probably everybody will not be playing the game so much, so as to delay the progress and then get good event coins. But on the flip side, you may not get those event keys trains. So if you want best of the both worlds, you're just gonna only manage to do those that doesn't give you progress in the map. So you gotta study on that, like which are the ones that give you progress in the map and which does not. So only do those that does not, so you can put yourself in a good spot within 100%, and then you have a very unfair competitive advantage compared to other opponents. So this is a strategy moving forward. And never buy the event pass. It's a cheating if you buy the event pass and they'll give you stuff, right? So don't buy the event pass. unless you are assured that you have claimed everything, and then you can buy it and then you can claim the remaining items. But for me, I'm a free to play. I'm not impacted by that. If you're impacted by that, learn your lesson. Do not buy the event pass way in advance as you wish to, but rather once you're affirmed you have accomplished everything, then you can buy it if you really wish to buy one. Alright, so along the way I got upgrade the population, hoping to able to upgrade my warehouse as well. So alright, 2 out of the 3 items are done, so now I'm going to focus on the last one. We are about 7 hours away before the start of the competition, so we gotta be hurry, and then after that we gotta fill the factories, because we just gotta understand from this competition that they ask ridiculous amount of quantity per type of items. So it's good that you can store a few hundred, maybe 300 or 400 or even 600 of similar items in a warehouse. Of course, unless your warehouse is extremely large, you can't do that. That's why I'm storing the same kind in the factory instead. So that's why my factories are all filled to the brim. Of course, there's a downside to it, which is if you indeed require to deliver something that you do not have and the factory is not working because you've clogged up everything. This is the downside of it. But nonetheless, as I mentioned, we got to see how it worked out. Apparently, if you really need to, then you gotta dump some things, but apparently this is the best way I thought to prepare for the competition. I'm gonna fill up with the very important things like steel, a bit of copper, and then the rest of the factories I'm going to make sure they have all ample materials, like for example the timber and whatnot, as well as the tables and chairs. And do remember always to collect those coins from the town, which only make available after a period of time. So it's always important to collect it and make at least 1 or 2 upgrades to your train. For me, every collection is at most just one simple upgrade of trains, because it's really expensive in Region 4. If you have not entered in the Region 4, that's good. Stay where you are, do not rush. As I always want to emphasize, that rushing in this game is not important, because even if you level up, there's no good deals there. It's just getting better and worse. So must as well stay put where you are. Build a strong fleet with a great capacity, and then a strong foundation would make this whole game much easier along the way next time when you move to another region. So with that in mind, I have no hurry to do the region jobs. That's why you can see my progression is extremely slow in Region 4, because I'm not going to hasten the whole upgrade process in the leveling up, and so that I can go to Region 5. I'm not looking forward to that given the experience I have. So I'm just going to take my own sweet time to complete the region's items, so that I can build a very strong Region 4 fleet, just like I built for Region 3. Region 1 and 2 for mine is really weak, so I have a very strong Region 3. With that experience, I'm going to do the same for Region 4 before I move on to Region 5. And if I do move on to Region 5, I may want to try out the ETO method, which is the event trains only, which many players has been reaping the profits from it. Basically, they are using the event trains to make sure that the game gave them an unfair advantage by only having those very simple deliveries for them, because they only have a few event trains, but they sacrifice by not collecting that daily bonus train every 5 days. So at the same time, they will not use their meta keys to exchange for trains. So that's the ETO method itself, basically using only event trains. And we all know event trains have good capacity. You can see here my army are all full, so if they need something else besides those I have, I may be a bit tough. So nonetheless, I think that item is always very common. So likewise for the food processing factory, it's all filled. The chemical refinery as well. So I know glue will be always a very common one. That's why I'm trying to do all these things that I so-called experience, and then I'm going to fill it to the brim, and then even the input and output tray are all filled. Putting this timber in the production in the input tray instead of collecting timber directly is because of warehouse space problems. So this is a way to manage warehouse, and if I need to, I will just remove that item and I got wood in return. So this is a way to how you can make use of the spacing as the input tray for extra collection of those logs. Alright, as you know that railroad, these factory items takes a while to build, especially those items that need another railroad item to build. So you gotta build old stuff first because you don't know when you really need them. When you need them, they may be a bit troublesome to go and build them from then, because you know that it takes a long while. So having a good stock of them in the factory actually reassure you that you can do that delivery while you wait for it to be slowly built. You have a good stock on hand, so it's really important to do that. And steel is always a very common commodity that you must have, so always have the full load of steel in the factory. If you really need them, you can get them really fast. Of course, you can fetch them from the steel factory, but that doesn't beat having lots of them in the warehouse or in the factory input and output tray. So it's really important. So this is something you got to make use of. Do not leave your factory empty. And factory should be filled at most times, especially before the start of the event competition. So we are now about an hour plus away from the competition. I'm going to prepare whatever I could, because after this I'm not going to log on to the game anymore, because I'm just going to let it lapse in terms of the time. And I'm going to start very late this time round, probably 6 to 10 hours late. I'm just going to give it an experiment to see how it works, or even longer. Maybe have a good night's sleep and then probably then start it probably with 10 over hours late. It doesn't matter, because end of the day it's just an experiment. Definitely I will share with you the experiment, how it work out, because I'm just aiming for 30 event coins, and I can sacrifice this competition if really need to, because we have one more to go. But at least I'm going to try it out so that I can see how I can do better in the next competition and whatnot. So definitely I will share you on starting very late in the competition and see how it affects in terms of the competitiveness of the opponent. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video. In the next video, then probably I'll share with you how late I entered into the competition and how it goes. Alright, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.